The Rich Man's Wish. In a prosperous town, there lived a man named Mr. Grayson, one of the wealthiest people in the land. He owned grand estates, wore the finest clothes, and could buy anything his heart desired. From the outside, his life seemed perfect, and people admired him for his success. But deep inside, Mr. Grayson was unhappy. No matter how much money he spent, something always felt missing. One evening, while strolling through his vast garden, he overheard laughter coming from a small cottage on the edge of his estate. Curious, he approached and peered through the window. Inside, he saw a modest family, a father, mother, and 2 children, sharing a simple meal. They were laughing, talking, and enjoying each other's company, with joy radiating from their faces. Mr. Grayson frowned, confused. How can they be so happy with so little, he muttered to himself. He had everything, luxury, power, and influence, yet he hadn't felt that kind of joy in a long time. The next day, Mr. Grayson invited the family from the cottage to his mansion. He treated them to a lavish dinner, hoping to impress them with his wealth. The children's eyes widened at the golden plates and sparkling chandeliers, but soon, they were back to laughing and talking as if nothing had changed. The father, a humble carpenter, spoke kindly and gratefully, but there was a sense of ease about him that puzzled Mr. Grayson. After the meal, Mr. Grayson asked the man, "You live in such a small house and have so little, yet your family seems so happy. How is that possible? Don't you wish for more wealth?" The carpenter smiled and shook his head. "We may not have riches, but we have enough love, enough health, and enough time together. These are the things that make us truly happy. Money can't buy them." Mr. Grayson was silent for a moment, then said, "But with more money, you could live a better life. You could travel the world, buy the finest things, and never worry about anything." The carpenter replied, "We may not travel the world or wear fine clothes, but we find joy in each other and in the little things, watching the sunset, sharing stories, helping our neighbors. These are the treasures we hold dear, and no amount of money could replace them." That night, Mr. Grayson lay in bed, reflecting on the carpenter's words. He realized that despite all his wealth, he was chasing things that couldn't fill the emptiness inside him. He had spent years accumulating material wealth, but had neglected the simple, meaningful experiences that brought real happiness. The next morning, Mr. Grayson made a decision. He began to spend less time focused on his businesses and more time with the people around him. He invited friends and family over for meals, not to impress them with luxury, but to share moments of laughter and connection. He visited his employees, listened to their stories, and helped those in need. Over time, he found that his heart began to fill with a warmth he hadn't felt before, a contentment that no amount of money had ever given him. One evening, as he sat on his porch watching the sunset, Mr. Grayson realized that for the first time in years, he was truly happy. The carpenter was right, money could buy many things, but it couldn't buy the things that mattered most. Moral of the story: money can buy material comforts, but it cannot buy love, joy, or true contentment. The most valuable things in life, family, friendship, and meaningful experiences, come from the heart, not the wallet.